Do you feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't move on from a connection that marked your soul? Maybe you're stuck in one of the stages of this intense journey that only those who live it truly understand. If you're searching for answers, you're in the right place. Before we dive deep into this powerful topic, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find exactly what your soul has been trying to tell you. Some call it madness, others call it illusion. But you know what you feel is real. There's something about this connection that goes beyond words. You feel it in your body, in your heart, even in the silence. And yes, it has a name. There are stages every mirrored soul connection goes through, and understanding where you are can change everything. At first, it feels magical. An instant recognition, like your soul has finally found its reflection. And no matter how much time passes or how far apart you are, the feeling remains. This is the beginning of the journey. But believe me, it's only the first step into something much deeper and more challenging. After the enchantment, the testing begins. Small differences start to appear. You try to adapt, to mold, to understand. But deep down, something begins to hurt. It's not a lack of love, it's the depth of it that's frightening. This is where many get lost, thinking everything is falling apart. But in truth, it's just another stage of your soul awakening. What no one tells you is that this journey shakes everything up. It touches old wounds, challenges beliefs, breaks patterns. You start questioning, is this real? Am I just idealizing? But a part of you knows. Because even in the hardest moments, something keeps pulling you back to this connection. Many women get stuck here, in the cycle of doubt. And worse, they blame themselves for it. They think they're weak for not being able to move on. But the truth is, you're going through exactly what you need to evolve. It's not weakness. It's intensity. And recognizing that is already an act of courage. At some point, you feel the need to step away. Not because there's no love, but out of self-protection. It's the moment when the ego steps in, trying to control what your soul has already chosen. You feel you need space. And that's okay. This phase is necessary so you can find yourself again. The distance hurts, deeply. But it serves a purpose, to teach you to look within. Here, you begin to see that the journey, though it feels about the other, is really about you. Your healing, your truth, your strength. And in that silence, real transformation begins. The healing stage isn't pretty. It's not shiny or romantic. It's full of tears, anger, confusion. But also full of release. Slowly, you begin to rebuild. You realize you no longer need to fit into an ideal. You can be whole, even without the other person. Then, when you least expect it, something shifts. A new look, a new energy. You feel ready to view this connection differently. It's no longer dependency, it's awareness. You don't need to lose yourself in the other anymore. Now, you find yourself within. And then, there's a reconnection. Sometimes physical, sometimes just energetic. But you feel it. The connection never left. It simply waited for you to grow. And if it's meant to happen, it will, with respect, balance, and true love. Not built on pain anymore, but on healing. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. Because you've realized that your twin flame didn't come to complete you, they came to awaken you. And you've awakened. Now you walk with your feet on the ground and peace in your heart. Knowing everything you experienced had a purpose. If you've made it this far, take a deep breath. You're not alone. Many other women feel what you feel, even in silence. Share in the comments which stage you believe you're in now. That can help you, and others too. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue this journey of self-discovery. It's important to know you don't need to rush. Each stage has its own timing. Don't force it. What's real will last, even through chaos. And what needs healing will keep showing up until you're ready to let it go. The twin flame connection is not a fairy tale. It's a deep soul call toward your own evolution. And as painful as it may seem, it's leading you exactly where you need to be. Sometimes, back to yourself. Maybe you're in the runner stage. Maybe the surrender stage. Or maybe the rediscovery of yourself. What matters is knowing every one of these stages has a sacred purpose. You don't need to understand everything right now. Just feel it. And trust. Trust that this journey has a higher intelligence behind it. That it's not about eternal suffering, but about learning to love consciously. First yourself. Then the other. And if it's meant to be, it will be. You deserve a connection that lifts you up, not one that consumes you. One that calls you inward, not away from yourself. And this journey is shaping you for that. Even when it feels confusing, it's preparing you for a deeper love. If something inside you still waits, still feels, still vibrates because of this connection, listen. Not with attachment, but with presence. Your heart knows the way, even when your mind doubts. And if you need to, come back here anytime. This is your space. And finally, remember, you're not stuck, you're in process. Don't blame yourself for where you are now. Celebrate that you've awakened. And keep going, one step at a time. I'm here with you. And so is your soul. It always was. Maybe you've noticed the signs, the numbers, the dreams, the sudden waves of emotion that come out of nowhere. It's not coincidence. It's your soul communicating through the energy of the bond you share. These are not just spiritual moments, they are breadcrumbs leading you back to yourself, through the mirror that is your twin flame. Have you been paying attention? There are days when the connection feels like a blessing, and others when it feels like a curse. And that's okay. You weren't meant to feel peace every step of the way, growth comes through the contrast. But even in the chaos, there's a pattern. Your emotions aren't random. They're guiding you to unhealed parts of yourself, waiting to be seen. Have you ever asked yourself why it's so hard to let go, even when there's no contact? That lingering presence, that familiar pull, it's because energy doesn't lie. Even when blocked, the connection remains alive in the unseen. And maybe, just maybe, that's why you're still here. Reading this. Hoping it all means something. The truth is, you've changed since the beginning. Maybe you don't even recognize who you were before this connection. That version of you had no idea how deep love could cut, and how far it could heal. And now, you stand between who you were and who you're becoming. This space? It's sacred. It's where transformation lives. You may have tried distractions, other relationships, throwing yourself into work, anything to forget. But it's not about forgetting. It's about learning. Every distraction has only made the truth louder. You weren't meant to escape this connection. You were meant to evolve through it. Even if it breaks you wide open. Sometimes you feel crazy, like you're making it all up. Especially when no one around you understands. But that's because not everyone is meant to walk this path. It's rare. It's raw. It's divine. You're not crazy, you're awakening. And awakening looks like confusion before it looks like clarity. Think about the synchronicities, the perfect timing of certain messages, the repeated names, the song lyrics that feel like they were written for your heart alone. These are not coincidences. They're echoes. Echoes from the universe, nudging you to remember what your soul already knows: you are on a divine path. What if the pain has a purpose? What if the confusion is a portal? What if every unanswered question is leading you to the only answer that truly matters, your own power? Because that's what this journey is really about, reclaiming the parts of yourself you once gave away just to feel loved. And here's something no one tells you: the deeper you go into your own healing, the more the connection shifts. It responds to your growth. Your energy teaches the bond how to evolve. So even when it feels like you're doing this alone, you're not. You're guiding the connection forward without even realizing it. Have you noticed how your intuition has sharpened? You see through people faster. You feel the truth under their words. That's the gift of the flame, it burns away illusion. It awakens you to reality, but also to possibility. You begin to feel more alive, more attuned, more in tune with your own soul. And maybe you've felt their energy during moments when you needed strength. A sudden calm during anxiety. A dream that felt too real. That's not imagination, that's resonance. When two souls are connected at this level, time and space are meaningless. It's all vibration. And you've been vibrating together all along. There's a moment, quiet but powerful, when you stop chasing them and start choosing you. Not out of resentment, but out of reverence. You realize your worth doesn't depend on their presence. And ironically, that's when the energy between you becomes pure again. That's when the real connection begins. Have you looked back and noticed how each stage brought you closer to yourself? The pain, the longing, the silence, none of it was wasted. Every tear, every heartbreak was clearing the path to your own heart. The twin flame journey isn't about reunion. It's about remembrance. Of who you truly are. Even now, there may be resistance within you. Part of you wants to move on. Another part wants to hold on. That's normal. You're not broken. You're becoming whole. The resistance is just fear disguised as logic. But deep down, you already know, your soul doesn't need proof. It feels truth. You may be wondering if they feel it too. If they dream of you. If they also check the clock at 11:11. And the answer? If the bond is real, yes. But it's not about waiting for them to awaken. It's about you choosing to rise, whether they follow or not. That's the path of the awakened feminine. Maybe you've noticed a shift in how you view love now. You no longer crave what's easy, you crave what's real. What's deep. What's soul-aligned. That's how you know the journey has already changed you. You're no longer the woman who settles. You're the woman who remembers. There's still more ahead. More truths to uncover. More layers to peel back. The journey didn't end with the silence, it only began. And the more you surrender, the more your soul starts to lead. You stop chasing outcomes and start honoring the process. And the process is divine. You weren't meant to fit into the old stories of love. You were meant to write a new one. One where you're not the one waiting to be chosen, you're the one doing the choosing. And maybe, just maybe, your twin flame had to leave so you could choose yourself first. So if your heart still beats a little faster when you feel their energy, don't be ashamed. That's not weakness. That's connection. If your soul still whispers their name when you're quiet, listen. But also, listen to what your own voice is saying back. It has something sacred to reveal. What if this entire journey was never meant to be logical? What if your mind will never fully understand what your soul already agreed to long ago? That's why it feels so confusing. You're trying to explain something spiritual through human language. But this path? It was written in energy, not words. There are moments when everything goes quiet. No signs. No dreams. Just stillness. Don't mistake that for absence, it's integration. Your soul is catching up with the growth. Sometimes the most powerful shifts happen in the silence. Don't rush it. Let it unfold the way nature does, patiently, powerfully, and without noise. You've probably had those sudden urges, to cry without reason, to visit a place from your past, to write down a thought you've never had before. These are activations. Your soul is guiding you through memory and emotion. Every pull has a reason. Nothing is random when you're walking a soul path. You might notice that your body has started responding differently. Sudden fatigue. Surges of energy. Waves of emotion that come and go like tides. That's your energetic system adjusting. This connection rewires you from the inside out. It's not just emotional, it's cellular. You're becoming someone new. And with that shift, you'll start to outgrow things. Friendships. Habits. Even versions of yourself. The things that once felt comforting now feel heavy. That's how the flame works, it burns away what no longer matches your frequency. Don't fight it. Let it fall. What stays is meant to rise with you. Have you noticed how your dreams have become more vivid? Sometimes they feel more real than waking life. That's because your souls often meet there. In the realm where time and space can't interfere. Dreams are messages. Don't ignore them. They hold keys your conscious mind is still learning to accept. There's a reason you were chosen for this journey. It's not because you're weak, it's because you're strong enough to face everything it brings. You're not just healing for you. You're healing generations of patterns. Ancestral wounds. Karmic cycles. This is soul work. Sacred work. And it chose you for a reason. The beauty of this connection is that it mirrors everything, even the things you hide from yourself. That's why it's so triggering. It doesn't let you stay small. It pushes you to be honest, raw, real. Not just with them, but with yourself. That's where true freedom begins. Sometimes the longing isn't even for them, it's for who you were when you were with them. The version of you that felt seen, lit up, alive. But guess what? That version still lives within you. You don't need them to access her. She's not gone. She's waiting for you to remember her again. There's power in the in-between, that space where you're no longer who you were, but not yet who you're becoming. It's uncomfortable, yes. But it's also fertile. It's where your soul whispers the loudest. This liminal space isn't punishment, it's preparation. Stay with it. There's magic here. You've probably learned to become your own anchor by now. When they pull away, you don't crumble like before. You pause. You breathe. You center. That strength? That's new. That's you becoming whole. Not dependent. Not waiting. Just grounded in your own presence, and that is magnetic. You might feel called to create, to write, paint, dance, speak. That's your soul expressing all it's been holding. Don't censor it. Your story is sacred. Even if it's messy. Especially because it's messy. Every word, every color, every movement is part of your healing. Let it out. Let it flow. What you're going through is more than spiritual, it's evolutionary. You're shifting timelines. Stepping into higher frequencies. And yes, that can feel like losing your grip on what once made sense. But let the old fall away. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. You may be surprised by how much more compassionate you've become, with yourself, with others, even with your twin. That's not weakness. That's expansion. Love doesn't shrink in pain. Real love grows through it. And the more you forgive, the freer you become. Have you felt that? That sudden peace in the middle of chaos? That's alignment. That's your soul remembering the truth beneath the story. Even if nothing on the outside changes, when your inside shifts, your entire reality starts to rearrange itself. You are the portal. You are the shift. You don't need to know how it all ends. You just need to stay present. The mind wants closure. The soul wants experience. And the more you surrender to the experience, the more beauty you'll discover in the unknown. This isn't a race. It's a remembering. One moment at a time. Sometimes the signs come not as confirmation, but as challenge. They ask, will you trust this even now? Even when it hurts? Even when it's quiet? That's soul trust. The kind that doesn't need proof, just presence. And every time you choose presence over panic, you're embodying love. What if this isn't just about love between two people? What if this is about restoring the divine balance within yourself? Feminine and masculine. Light and shadow. Heart and mind. The union you're craving might be internal before it's external. Heal the inner marriage, and watch the outer shift. You're not just healing a relationship. You're healing your relationship with love itself. With safety. With surrender. With self-worth. And the deeper you go, the more you realize, the love you've been chasing? It's already inside you. And it's been waiting for you to see it all along. And now, as you breathe and feel these words, ask yourself, what if the next stage of this journey isn't about finding them, but finally finding you? Thank you for allowing yourself to receive this message, not just with your ears, but with your heart. This journey isn't easy, and yet, here you are, still choosing to show up for yourself, still listening, still feeling, still believing in something deeper. That alone speaks volumes about your strength, your soul, and your purpose. If these words touched something within you, a memory, a longing, a knowing, let that be your sign. And if you truly felt this message, confirm it now by commenting or whispering the phrase, "Twin Flame of Love." Let it be a symbol of your presence here and now, fully awake to this path. You are not walking this alone. Our channel is a safe space created for you, to guide, support, and walk beside you in every step of your twin flame awakening. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit the bell to turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss a message your soul might need at just the right moment. Your journey matters. Your heart matters. And your voice is always welcome here. Thank you for being part of this light. You're seen, you're felt, you're loved.